Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next hour, Thailand's Prime Minister Anutin announces dissolution of parliament amid Cambodia border clashes. Election expected within 45 to 60 days. Venezuela's President Maduro accuses the US of criminal piracy as President Trump signals strikes. US military activity rises near Puerto Rico. Bangladesh sets 12th February for first post-uprising election. Awami League rejects poll schedule, calling the administration illegal. And President Murmu pays tribute at Imphal's Nupi Lal Memorial, lays foundation stones and inaugurates various projects in Manipur. First up, President Draupadi Murmu addressed a public function at Senapati in Manipur on Friday. She spoke about the state's Maram tribe, which is recognized as a vulnerable tribal group, and the significant role it plays in India's cultural diversity.
Maram tribe is recognized as a particularly vulnerable tribal group. It is the only PBTG in Manipur. The unique culture and traditions of Maram tribe contribute significantly to India's tribal diversity. Therefore, this tribal community deserves focused attention, affirmative support, and sustained development efforts.
Earlier, as part of the Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign, the President planted a bael tree locally known as Hari Khagok at Lok Bhavan in Imphal. Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla accompanied the President for the planting of the sapling, which was part of a campaign for promoting green causes and biodiversity. President Murmu offered prayers at the Sri Sri Govindaji Temple in Imphal, a historic center of Vaishnavite devotion. The golden twin-domed temple, dedicated to Lord Krishna and Radha, houses 6 idols with prominence given to Lord Vishnu and also features a shrine for Lord Jagannath. The temple attracts devotees and tourists from all over, reflecting the message of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family. The President paid her respects to the brave women warriors of Manipur at the Nupi Lal Memorial Complex in Imphal. The memorial stands as a tribute to the sacrifice of Manipuri women and commemorates their uprisings in which they challenged the British and feudal powers with great courage. Congress leader and former Home Minister Shivraj Patil passed away at his residence in Latur on Friday morning. He was 90 and had been unwell for the past few days. A senior leader of the Indian National Congress, Patil served as the 10th Speaker of the Lok Sabha and held key positions in public life for over 4 decades. Between 2010 and 2015, he was Governor of Punjab and Administrator of Chandigarh. He is also credited with introducing the Outstanding Parliamentarian Award to honor exemplary parliamentary performance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief over the passing of former Home Minister Shivraj Patil. Sharing a photograph of himself with Mr. Patil on social media platform X, he described him as an experienced leader devoted to public service. He also highlighted Mr. Patil's long and distinguished career, including his roles as MLA, MP, Union Minister, Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly and Speaker of the Lok Sabha. He praised his dedication to societal welfare recalling their recent interaction at his residence and extended condolences to Mr. Patil's family. In the ongoing winter session of Parliament, the Lok Sabha, or the lower house, took up discussion on matters of public importance after question hour. In the lower house, leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi did not confront the government but instead extended a helping hand, especially on an issue that has made air pollution difficult for everyone from Delhi to the entire country. He said that in Parliament that pollution is not just a Delhi or any one state issue but a major threat to the health and environment of the entire country. He said all parties should sit together and formulate a concrete plan for the next 5 to 10 years. The chairperson of the Rajya Sabha paid obituary references on the passing away of former Minister Shivraj Patil, after which the upper house took up the 0 hour and question hour. During 0 hour, Minister of State for Commerce and Industry Jitin Prasad said that one district, one product is not a scheme but a government initiative, under which a unique product is identified in each district, then branded and marketed. Under the ODOP scheme, each district in the country has received a new identity. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has removed 4 flight operations inspectors who were the principal overseers of Indigo. The 4 employees have been relieved with immediate effect to rejoin their respective parent organizations. Even with the conditions stabilizing, officials continue to closely monitor Indigo's operations, tracking refunds, scheduling and other processes, while daily updates are submitted to the regulator. Moving on to updates on the Goa club fire tragedy, the 2 brothers linked to the Goa club fire that killed 25 people have been detained in Thailand, adding that the process to deport them to India to face trial has been initiated. The External Affairs Ministry is examining a request from the Goa government to revoke the passports of Gaurav Luthra and Saurabh Luthra, co-owners of the Birch by Romeo Lane Club in northern Goa. The brothers left India shortly after the 6th December blaze in Arpora, for which an Interpol Blue Corner notice has already been issued at the behest of the CBI. The government has expedited extradition of Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra from Thailand. The brothers, transferred to Bangkok's Immigration Detention Center, will receive emergency travel certificates soon and be flown to India, possibly landing in New Delhi first. Meanwhile, a court in Goa on Thursday sent Ajay Gupta, who claimed to be a silent partner and investor in the fire-ravaged Birch by Romeo Lane Club, to police custody for 7 days. And joining us is my colleague Akshay Dongre. Akshay, when can we expect the Luthra brothers to be brought to India?
Well, the Ministry of External Affairs officials had said that as soon as the Thai authorities hand over the Luthra brothers to the Indian authorities that are already in Thailand, we can expect the Luthra brothers to be brought back to the country within a span of about 24 hours. And after that, all the legal proceedings can begin. But this has truly been a very surprising case because the Luthra brothers, who are the owners of Birch by Romeo Lane, the club that had no safety procedures, that had not enough fire equipments ready in case of a fire hazard. Their lawyer claimed that their plan to visit Thailand was planned earlier and there was no conspiracy in that. However, as far as the investigation is concerned, it has revealed that the tickets were booked about an hour after the news of the fire and death of people was given to the Luthra brothers. And irrespective of knowing all of this, they decided to go ahead with their plan, despite knowing that many people have reportedly killed, or rather were reportedly killed at that point of time in their club. And the lawyer has been claiming innocence as far as this travel plan is concerned. However, all of those claims have been fallen flat as far as the investigation, the reveals that has been showcased by the investigation. So we are expecting about in 22 to 48 hours the Luthra brothers will be brought back to India. and if, only after that the investigation will reveal more, and how who all were involved as far as the overlooking of these regulations are concerned as well.
Right, we'll leave it there for now. Akshay, thank you. Akshay Dongri reporting there on the process of extraditing the two Luthra brothers from Thailand back to India. Right, in another mishap in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh, 9 people were killed and several others injured after a bus carrying 37 passengers overturned and fell into a gorge on a road between Chinturu and Bhadrachalam early on Friday morning. The accident occurred around 4:30 a.m. near Tulasipakalu village. The bus, reportedly from Chittoor district, was transporting tourists who had visited the Bhadrachalam temple and were en route to Annavaram when it veered off the road and plunged into a valley. And President Draupadi Murmu expressed grief on Friday over the deaths in the Andhra Pradesh bus accident. She posted a message on X, and I quote her, "Pained to know about the loss of lives in a tragic bus accident in Alluri Sitarama Raju district of Andhra Pradesh. I extend my heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and pray for quick recovery of those injured." Prime Minister Narendra Modi also condoled the loss of lives in a bus mishap in the Alluru Sitarama Raju district of Andhra Pradesh. He announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees from the PMNRF to the next of kin of each deceased. The injured would be given rupees 50,000 each. Now, Prime Minister Modi will be on a 3-nation visit from December 15 through 18. He will visit Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman. On the first leg, he will visit Jordan at the invitation of King Abdullah II bin Al Hussein from December 15 to 16. During the visit, he will meet and call on King Abdullah II bin Al Hussein. Both leaders will review the entire gamut of relations between India and Jordan and exchange perspectives on regional issues. The visit marks the 75th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. In the second leg, he will pay a state visit to Ethiopia at the invitation of Prime Minister of Ethiopia Abiy Ahmed Ali on 16th and 17th of December. This will be Prime Minister Modi's first visit to Ethiopia. He will hold wide-ranging discussions with Ethiopia's Prime Minister on all aspects of India-Ethiopia bilateral ties. And in the final leg, he will visit Oman on 17th and 18th at the invitation of Sultan Haitham bin Tariq. This will be the second visit of Prime Minister Modi to Oman. The visit will mark 70 years of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. It will be an opportunity for both sides to comprehensively review the bilateral partnership. With an aim to sustain a secure and safe maritime environment, the inaugural session of India-Greece Maritime Security Dialogue was held on 11th December in Athens, Greece. In the presence of Greek Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Alexandra Papadopoulou, and Joint Secretary of India's Ministry of External Affairs, Mwampoli Saiwi, the two sides exchanged assessments of the maritime environment in the Mediterranean, Arctic and the Indo-Pacific regions. They conferred on ways to sustain a secure and safe maritime environment conducive to economic growth and prosperity through bilateral cooperation as well as engagement in multilateral fora. Both sides expressed willingness to take this relationship further on all fronts in the maritime domain and agreed to hold the next round of talks at a mutually convenient date in New Delhi on achievement of the agreed deliverables of this historical inaugural dialogue. India and Liberia on Thursday signed an MOU on pharmacopoeia to promote shared quality standards and regulatory alignment. The agreement, signed by Ambassador Manoj Bihari Verma and Health Minister Dr. Louise M. Cotto, will support improved access to safe and affordable medicines. The agreement enables Liberia to use the Indian pharmacopoeia for medicine quality standards, improves regulatory collaboration, and supports access to safe, effective, and affordable medicines. This is a significant step forward in India-Liberia health partnership. Charting the roadmap for strengthening economic partnership, India-Italy signed Joint Commission for Economic Cooperation Protocol on Thursday. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Italy, Antonio Tajani, and India's Commerce and Industry Minister, Piyush Goyal, also witnessed the signing of industry agreements across various sectors between both sides. In a joint press statement, the Indian minister reiterated the significance of deepening India-Italy cooperation by expanding trade, boosting investments, enhancing industrial collaborations, and leveraging the broader India-EU engagement to unlock new opportunities. Still to come on DD India News Hour. Microsoft unveils AI-based cybercrime investigation platform in Mumbai. Actor Rajinikanth celebrates his 75th birthday.
Green technology can really help protect our planet if it doesn't harm our communities in the process.
The solar panels of all the 5 sets cumulative is around 80 kilowatt. So per year there is a saving of around 1 lakh units.
As long as you have high concentrations versus low, then you can sort of harvest energy this way.
Each village has its own unique problems. We need to develop a scientifically sound yet simple model that local people can understand and implement.
Work outdoors where environmental conditions constantly change. Some weeds are larger, some smaller with different leaf shapes. With AI, many of them can be learned and controlled much more easily. That's why AI is a small revolution in this field.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Microsoft unveiled Mahacrime OS AI, an AI and Azure-powered cybercrime investigation platform at Microsoft AI Tour in Mumbai on Friday. Developed in partnership with the Maharashtra government's special purpose vehicle, the platform currently operational in 23 Nagpur police stations. Microsoft Chair and CEO Satya Nadella, along with Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, discuss AI-driven governance and digital safety. Microsoft's collaboration with Maharashtra government aims to use next-generation AI to counter increasingly complex cybercrimes, accelerating India's fight against digital threats. The system also provides access to India's criminal laws through AI-RAG and open-source intelligence, helping investigators link cases and analyze digital evidence more effectively. Addressing the Microsoft AI Tour in Mumbai, Microsoft CEO says Mahacrime OS AI will help Maharashtra's police to investigate cases faster, smarter, and more security across the state.
Crime OS. So this was sponsored by the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, who is here with us. And it was really great to meet both the SP as well as the people in the team, and in fact the investigative team, and the pride they had in being able to use this system to deliver sort of justice to a citizen in Nagpur who was unfortunately a victim of a crime. But the ability for them to use this agentic system to speed up the time to justice was just fantastic to see.
Addressing a press conference on Friday, Culture Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said that India's progress depends on strong infrastructure, adding that he said the last 11 years have brought unprecedented growth in the country's road and highway development.
भारत में आज़ादी के बाद में रोड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, रेलवे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में धीरे धीरे विकास हुआ था, लेकिन पिछले 11 साल में जिस तरह से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर, चाहे वो रोडवेज का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हो, हाईवेज का हो, रेलवेज का हो या शिपिंग का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हो, रोडवेज, रेलवेज और वाटरवेज, इन तीनों में जिस तरह का क्रांतिकारी परिवर्तन हुआ है, इस क्रांतिकारी परिवर्तन का प्रभाव सामान्यतः हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था पर तो पड़ा ही है, लेकिन पर्यटन क्षेत्र को में इसको लेकर के एक अभूतपूर्व वृद्धि इस सब के परिणाम स्वरूप हुई है.
All right, now take a look at what else is making news in India. The Enforcement Directorate has launched a case based on over 30 FIRs across Uttar Pradesh, including Lucknow, Varanasi, Sonbhadra, Saharanpur and Ghaziabad, over illegal stocking, trading and cross-border sale of codeine-based cough syrup with proceeds exceeding 1,000 crore rupees. The main accused is absconding and believed to be in Dubai, while his father and 32 others have been arrested. The Uttar Pradesh government has set up an SIT for a coordinated investigation. The Assam Police SIT filed a charge sheet in the death case of music icon Zubeen Garg at the Chief Judicial Magistrates Court in Guwahati. Based on statements from 7 inmates and over 200 witnesses, the nearly 7,000-page report comes after Garg's death in Singapore on 19th September. 7 persons present during the incident have been arrested following the SIT-led probe initiated on the Assam Chief Minister's directions. A fire broke out at a hotel in Bhubaneswar's Satya Vihar on Friday morning with no casualties reported. Local residents alerted the Odisha Fire Service and firefighters are working to control the blaze while preventing it from spreading to nearby buildings. Children in Kashi are embracing Tamil as the Kashi-Tamil Sangamam 4th edition theme inspires them to learn the language and also add to India's cultural diversity. Right, let's get you that report once again. Children in Kashi are embracing Tamil as the Kashi-Tamil Sangamam 4th edition theme inspires schools to teach the language up to the 8th grade. The excitement among students and teachers is driving a new cultural connection inside classrooms.
The theme of Kashi-Tamil Sangamam 4 is Tamil Karkalam, meaning let's learn Tamil. 50 teachers from Tamil Nadu are teaching Tamil language in Kashi schools. They feel proud that children not only respect them, but are also learning the language with dedication.
I came here to teach Tamil in Varanasi schools. Students are very interestingly learning Tamil. I feel very happy to teach Tamil here.
School children up to 8th grade are incredibly enthusiastic about learning Tamil and have expressed gratitude towards the government for the initiative.
We are getting the opportunity to learn Tamil language, which is the Asian language. I am taking the whole benefit of it and learning it at my best. Our teacher is very interactive and teaching us very nicely.
It is a new language for us and it is very interesting for us to teach different things like the letters in Tamil and also the directions.
I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our government for giving us this opportunity to learn Tamil.
I am very glad that I got the opportunity to learn Tamil and the teacher is very great.
School management is also very pleased with the central government's efforts to teach Tamil and is encouraging children to participate in it, treating it as an extracurricular activity.
It's a very good opportunity for children and for the school, as we are having, along with the co-curricular activities and the curricular activities, children also has got an opportunity to learn this language called Tamil, an ancient language, and I see children are coming with a lot of interest and they are showing enthusiasm in learning, and after the class they come and show me the copies. I see in them a lot of smile and a lot of interest for learning, and I have also made the children to be aware of the language and they are very happy about it. And this is also, government is giving us one of the provision for children to know something new, something of the ancient language of the southern India, and they have got this opportunity. I feel children are great and they will enrich by it.
The enthusiasm for learning Tamil is strong not only among the school children but also among the teachers from Tamil Nadu. Bureau Report, DD India.
Superstar Rajinikanth is celebrating his birthday today. It's a double delight for his fans as they celebrate the superstar's 75th birthday and 50 years in cinema. The day also features the special re-release of his blockbuster Padayappa, treated like a first-day first show by devoted followers despite multiple past viewings. Look at the cinema icon's journey from Apurva Ragangal to global phenomenon in our next report.
South Indian film legend Rajinikanth, one of Indian cinema's most iconic and influential actors, celebrates his 75th birthday on Friday, marking a remarkable journey that began with humble origins and grew into a pan-India cultural phenomenon. Born Shivaji Rao Gaikwad on December 12, 1950 in Bangalore, Rajinikanth entered films with a small role in K. Balachandar's Apurva Ragangal in 1975 and soon established himself as a force to be reckoned with through his unique style, electrifying screen presence and charismatic mannerisms. Over the decades, he has acted in over 170 films, predominantly in Tamil, but also in Telugu, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam and Bengali. Rajinikanth's filmography spans cult blockbusters and critically acclaimed dramas including Basha, Talapati, Shivaji, Enthiran, Kabali and the recent smash Jailer. Several of these films, such as Padayappa, are being re-released to mark his 75th birthday, giving fans a nostalgic cinematic treat. Rajinikanth's contributions have been recognized with India's highest civilian and film honours. He has received the Padma Bhushan in 2000, Padma Vibhushan in 2016, and the Dadasaheb Phalke Award for Lifetime Achievement in Indian Cinema. Internationally, he has been honoured with the Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award and the Indian Film Personality of the Year Award at the International Film Festival of India. In addition, he has won multiple Filmfare Awards South, Cinema Express Awards and accolades from the Film Fans Association for films such as Nalavanuku Nalavan, Talapati, Annamalai, Basha and Vali. Rajinikanth has also been recognized by Asia Week and Forbes India among the most influential Indians, highlighting his global cultural impact. Before cinema, Rajinikanth worked as a bus conductor in Bangalore. He struggled through odd jobs before enrolling at the Madras Film Institute, where his talent caught the eye of director K. Balachandar. Over decades, he transformed into Talaivar, leader of millions of fans, inspiring generations with his rise from modest beginnings to cinematic superstardom. As celebrations unfold across India and beyond, Rajinikanth remains an enduring symbol of cinematic charisma, inspiring tributes from fans, peers and cultural commentators alike on his 75th birthday.
And PM Modi extended greetings to Rajinikanth on the special occasion. In a social media post, he said, and I quote, "His performances have captivated generations and have earned extensive admiration. His body of work spans diverse roles and genres, consistently setting benchmarks. This year has been notable because he completed 50 years in the world of films, praying for his long and healthy life." A fully restored 4K version of the 1975 classic Sholay released in theatres across India on Friday, featuring the film's original ending for the very first time. The re-release celebrates the 50th anniversary of the Ramesh Sippy epic. The re-release comes after renewed global attention, including a screening at the Toronto International Film Festival. The film's original ensemble, Amitabh Bachchan, Dharmendra, Jaya Bachchan, Hema Malini, Sanjeev Kumar and Amjad Khan, continue to be celebrated for performances that reshaped mainstream Hindi cinema. Sippy Films confirmed the release on social media, highlighting restoration in 4K and Dolby 5.1 by the Film Heritage Foundation. And still to come on DD India News Hour. An expert take on Thailand-Cambodia border clashes. Ukraine holding talks with the US on security guarantees.
Dr. Shashi Tharoor, welcome to Moscow. How crucial was Russia's support in India's early decades?
Mr. Khrushchev, in particular, opened up Indo-Soviet relations phenomenally. They helped India in everything from setting up the Bhilai steel plant to the whole business of cooperating with India's space programs. All sorts of things happened. The extraordinary success of the BrahMos missile. The Bra comes from the Indian Brahma and the Mos comes from Moscow.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. A quick recap of the headlines. Thailand's Prime Minister Anutin announces dissolution of parliament amid Cambodia border clashes. Election expected within 45 to 60 days. Venezuela's President Maduro accuses the US of criminal piracy as President Trump signals strikes. US military activity rises near Puerto Rico. Bangladesh sets 12th February for the first post-uprising election. Awami League rejects poll schedule, calling the administration illegal. Thailand is heading for snap elections after PM Anutin Charnvirakul dissolved parliament just 3 months into office, a move that comes as fierce border clashes with Cambodia enter their 5th day. Ahead of a scheduled call tonight between Anutin and the US President Trump, Thailand's Foreign Minister Sihasak Phuangketkeow has already held talks with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to discuss urgent steps to halt the escalating conflict. More in the next report.
Thailand is plunging deeper into crisis as Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul has dissolved the parliament just 3 months into office, triggering snap elections amid deadly border clashes with Cambodia that have now entered their 5th day. The surprise dissolution, endorsed by King Maha Vajiralongkorn and published in the official public journal and newspaper Royal Gazette on Friday, paves the way for a general election as early as February, less than 100 days after Anutin took power following the court-ordered removal of his predecessor. This action has been taken in accordance with the Thai constitution, which grants the monarch the power to dissolve the House of Representatives, typically upon the Prime Minister's recommendation. Anutin cited the instability of his minority government and mounting domestic challenges as reasons to return power to the people, just hours before the opposition was expected to file a no-confidence motion. However, on the tense Thai-Cambodia border, the timing has sparked despair. Renewed heavy fighting has killed at least 20 people, injuring nearly 200 and displaced over 600,000, mostly Thais. Villagers in Surin province say they feel abandoned. Late Friday, the caretaker Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul is scheduled to speak with US President Donald Trump, who previously brokered a ceasefire in July, while US President Donald Trump has again pledged to intervene.
We've solved 8 wars. Think of it, 8 wars have been solved. Although Thailand and Cambodia, I think I'm going to have to make a couple of phone calls on Thailand, but we'll get that one back on track.
If we base the procedure in the past, an election would be held within 60 days. Though sometimes it doesn't fit right on the exact number of 60 days. You have to calculate which Sunday it would fall on. The election results will need to be approved within 45 days, and then another month to set up a government. Every incumbent government will be relieved of duty once the new government is inaugurated by the king. I think all this would take around 5 to 6 months. I will go to Thai Army headquarters because later this evening I will be having a conversation with the Malaysian Prime Minister and President Trump. I will go and listen to the latest updates on the border situation.
With parliament dissolved and a caretaker government in place, analysts warn Thailand faces weeks, if not months, of political paralysis at the worst possible moment. Antra Sinha, for DD India.
And joining us is Ambassador Sushil Kumar Singhal. Ambassador, welcome to DD India News Hour. Now, who's at fault here? Who started this latest round of conflict, in your estimation?
Well, it's a very interesting situation on Thai-Cambodia border. I mean, this is, I would say who started is very difficult to say. Big reason is very simple, because the reasons are that border is not demarcated. One, there is no agreement on where is the ridge lies, where the maps are also not matching that. Secondly, in their case, the local military commanders are all powerful. Whenever there is an incident on either side, some patrol is, one guy is killed or injured, the police regions react. So it's not central. So it's a very unique situation, right? As your report said, that the political structure, politicians' position rather, in Thailand as well as in Cambodia is very weak. And the local commander have become sort of powerful people. And for Thai, especially for the Thai side, because this is a coalition government, which was 3 months old, and opposition was threatening to bring no confidence motion, which it was feared that the government would fall. So I think they are using it for both purposes, for escalation of the conflict, because if you see, it is not a total war. It's a very, they're fighting in a very controlled manner. Only on a limited areas, this fight is going on. So it indicates that no side want to escalate it beyond a point where they cannot control it. But everybody, I think, want to take an advantage. So looks like to me, which may or may not be correct, that the whole objective is to gain a political advantage in the country, because Thailand, the government is weak, economic condition is bad, and they expect the things to go back to worse. So at this is the right time for them to announce elections and seize the opportunity to gain political control. As just now they said, it will take about 5 to 6 months. And in the meantime, I think this clash will continue to whip up the nationalism and benefit the ruling coalition. Normal is always the ruling coalition.
So are you implying, therefore, that Thailand could have been responsible for initiating this round of conflict? Because, as you mentioned, it might benefit them more than the Cambodians?
Well, I would say, I will not go into that because, it's basically, as I said, any incident on the border, patrolling, on either side, it escalates because the local commanders are powerful, one. Right. Two, the lines are not marked on the border line. So whenever there is a, patrolling going on and there's some incident, so, it's very difficult for me to, but in my view, if there was a situation, Thailand had made use of, the politicians have made use of.
Fair enough. Now, does it reflect poorly on President Trump and his attempts at mediation between Thailand and Cambodia?
Well, President Trump is President Trump. He may have used, as he is claiming, the trade threat to stop the war. But, unless and until the underlying cause are addressed, it will not resolve. It can just give a pause to the dispute, but underlying cause is that the border is not demarcated. And there are issues on the, this Vihar is the main temple, which is a UNESCO site on which normally the conflict takes place, because both sides want to control it. Of course, the court, ICJ has given the decision in favor of Cambodia, but Thailand is not accepting that. So the President Trump's claim that he stopped the war and he can stop the war, I think he can just force them at the most is for the ceasefire.
Right. And talking about indeed, and talking about President Trump, Ambassador, he's expected to speak with at least the Thai leader in a few hours from now. Do you think he'll succeed in stopping this latest conflict?
Well, he can stop. So last time also, when they in October, if you remember, when there was a ceasefire between the two sides, and he, with great fanfare, presided over the in Kuala Lumpur during ASEAN, and he said, I stopped the conflict. I've, resolved the issue, but actual effort was made by the Malaysian side in that. But he claimed the victory. They claimed that he stopped. Similarly, he may again claim that, I stopped. But what I'm trying to say, there may be a ceasefire, but this problem, unless and until the underlying cause, that is the border demarcation, is done, this will not be resolved.
Fair enough. And finally, Ambassador, looking at it from an Indian perspective, what are India's stakes? How would you describe India's ties with both Thailand and Cambodia?
Well, we are friendly with both the countries. We have, excellent relation on the both sides. We would like, as far as the India is concerned, because there is again, we have a large trade also from the both sides.
Right.
We import from Thailand many items. Cambodia also import few items. So what we would like, because both are friendly countries, that they should resolve their issues bilaterally, sit down and decide on the basic issue, as I said, is the demarcation of the border, which they can be decided only by them. They have to sit down and sit on the back, or maybe they do the actual.
I'm afraid we've lost that link with Ambassador Singhal. Ambassador Singhal, I'll have to leave it there for now. Thank you for joining us and sharing your perspectives with our viewers at home and abroad. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated. Right, moving on, in Venezuela, President Nicolas Maduro condemned the US for seizing a sanctioned tanker carrying nearly 1.9 million barrels of crude, calling the operation criminal naval piracy. He accused Washington, D.C. of militarily taking a private Venezuelan vessel near Grenada.
Absolutamente criminal e ilegal.
Yesterday, they committed an absolutely criminal and illegal act when they proceeded to carry out a military assault, kidnapping, and robbery like Pirates of the Caribbean on a private civilian commercial merchant ship. They kidnapped the crew, they stole the ship, and I've already given sufficient instructions for all the necessary legal and diplomatic actions to be taken and measures to be implemented.
No fue en las costas de Venezuela.
The tanker seizure is the first known Venezuela-related action taken by the Trump government since its major military build-up in the region. It comes as Trump continues to float the idea of military intervention and has recently threatened strikes on overland drug smuggling routes. Meanwhile, President Trump has said that the U.S. will soon begin strikes to interdict narcotic shipments making their way from Venezuela to the U.S. via land routes.
They've treated us badly, and I guess now we're not treating them so good. If you look at the drug traffic by sea is down 92%. And nobody can figure out who the 8% is, because I have no idea. Anybody getting involved in that right now is not doing well. And we'll start that on land too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
The U.S. issued new sanctions on Thursday targeting 3 nephews of President Maduro's wife and several oil tankers and shipping companies tied to them, intensifying pressure on Caracas. The move coincided with a major U.S. military buildup in the southern Caribbean and Trump's push to remove Maduro from power. The U.S. Treasury announced sanctions on 6 shipping companies and 6 oil tankers accused of using deceptive, unsafe practices to transport Venezuelan crude and financially support President Maduro's narco-terrorist regime. Russia and its close ally Belarus reached out to Venezuela's Maduro on Thursday as Donald Trump ramps up pressure for his removal, raising the possibility he could seek refuge abroad. The Kremlin said that Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke with the Venezuelan leader on Thursday. During the call, he reaffirmed his support for the policy of Maduro's government aimed at protecting national interests and sovereignty in the face of growing external pressure. Meanwhile, Belarus's President Alexander Lukashenko held his second meeting in 17 days with Venezuela's ambassador Jesus Rafael Salazar Velasquez. US President Trump said the US will send a representative to participate in talks in Europe on Ukraine this weekend if there's a good chance of making progress on a ceasefire deal. As Kyiv says, Washington, D.C. was still pushing it to make major territorial concessions as part of its plan to end the nearly 4-year conflict.
I thought that we were very close with Russia to having a deal. I thought we were very close with Ukraine to having a deal. In fact, other than President Zelensky, his people loved the concept of the deal. You know, we threw something. Well, there's a meeting on Saturday. We'll see whether or not we attend the meeting. We said, we'll attend the meeting if you think there's a good chance of they want me to attend, they want us to attend. And we'll be attending the meeting on Saturday in Europe if we think there's a good chance. And we don't want to waste a lot of time. We think it's negative.
The US wants only Ukraine, not Russia, to withdraw its troops from parts of the eastern Donetsk region where a demilitarized free economic zone would be installed as a buffer between the two armies. Under the latest US plan, Moscow would also stay where it is in the south of the country, but pull some of its troops out of Ukrainian regions that Russian President Vladimir Putin has not claimed to have annexed in the north. Ukraine has been revising the original US proposal and this week sent a 20-point counter-proposal to Washington, D.C., the full details of which have not been published. Meanwhile, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Kyiv had spoken with the United States about possible security guarantees for Ukraine, adding that both sides were working on a framework that must be strong enough to truly work. President Zelensky also lauded that security guarantees would be impossible without Europe and all members of our coalition of the willing, from Canada to Japan, Australia and New Zealand, and that coordination was needed. He said that Kyiv had also discussed with US officials what American involvement could look like in an economic agreement tied to Ukraine's recovery and post-war development.
About an hour ago, we had conversation with the United States team about possible security guarantees for Ukraine. And we are working on a framework document, and it must be strong enough to truly work. We believe this document should be approved by the United States Congress. This would mean real, solid, legally binding security guarantees for our country.
And President Zelensky, while addressing a meeting of the Coalition of the Willing group of nations via video link, responded to questions about pressure to hold elections. He said Ukraine was not avoiding democratic processes, but that any vote during wartime required security conditions that Washington, D.C. could help secure.
President Trump is speaking more about elections in Ukraine. I want to say this very openly. We can try to hold elections. Ukraine is not hiding from democracy, but to make elections possible, there must be a security component, and America can help with this the most. If there is a need for elections now, there must be a ceasefire at least during election process and during voting.
Bangladesh will hold its first parliamentary election since last year's student-led revolution ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, with voting scheduled for February 12 next year across all 300 constituencies. More than 127.6 million citizens are eligible to vote. On the same day, a nationwide referendum will decide whether to adopt the July National Charter, creating a historic dual ballot on the country's future leadership and constitutional framework. The Awami League, led by former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has outrightly rejected the general election schedule, calling the administration illegal and incapable of ensuring a free and fair vote. In a strongly worded statement issued on Thursday, the party accused the Muhammad Yunus-led caretaker authority of being an occupying, killer, fascist clique and declared that any election conducted under its supervision would lack transparency, neutrality and public legitimacy. The party also demanded Yunus's resignation. Bangladesh's President Mohammad Shahabuddin has openly expressed his intention to step down after the February 12 general election, saying he feels humiliated and increasingly sidelined by the Muhammad Yunus-led interim government. His remarks have triggered sharp debate over the state of constitutional authority and political maneuvering in Dhaka. Hundreds of Congolese refugees are pouring into Burundi as renewed clashes force people to flee after the Rwandan-backed M23 rebel group seized control of the key town of Uvira in eastern DRC. The sudden influx has stretched aid groups and local officials beyond capacity. At the Gatumba Police Brigade camp on Thursday, armed officers oversaw exhausted families boarding trucks after trekking for days with only a few belongings, some even herding their livestock. The capture of Uvira is viewed as a major victory for M23 and has raised fears that fighting could expand southward along Lake Tanganyika. Gunfire continued near Uvira as more refugees crossed the border. Aid groups warn of worsening shortages, and ONPRA's Richard Uvimana said over 20,000 people have been registered, with many more uncounted. And now to all the news from the world of sport. Indian wrestler Vinesh Phogat, who was disqualified from the wrestling finals at the 2024 Olympics because of being overweight, has announced a decision to come out of retirement on Friday. At the 2024 Paris Games, Vinesh reached the gold medal bout but was disqualified hours before the final for being 100 grams overweight, losing the opportunity to become the first Indian woman to fight for an Olympic wrestling gold. Though she appealed against the decision at the Court of Arbitration of Sports, there was no change in the conclusion. Shortly after the verdict, Vinesh had announced her retirement on August 8, 2024. Her Olympic journey has been turbulent. She was forced to withdraw due to injury in Rio 2016. At Tokyo 2020, she faced a shock early exit despite being world number one. And at Paris, she faced a devastating disqualification after beating 3 continental champions en route to the final. The 31-year-old has confirmed that she will continue to wrestle and will try and compete for India at the Los Angeles Olympics in the US in 3 years' time. Tennis legend Roger Federer will launch the 2026 Australian Open at an opening ceremony on 17th January. The Swiss great will be back on Rod Laver Arena for the first time since he retired in 2022 as the Grand Slam in Melbourne introduces an inaugural opening ceremony. It will be held on the evening before the tournament starts on January 18. The ceremony will include a tribute to Federer, who won the trophy 6 times among his 20 major titles. He'll also join 4-time Australian Open winner Andre Agassi and Australians Pat Rafter and Leighton Hewitt for a star-studded match. Federer won the tournament in 2004, 6, 7, 10, 17 and 18. And that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. You can get the latest news on the DD India mobile app on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code that's now on the screen to download it. We're back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.